All right, about a 10-foot length of PVC, and this is 1 1/4 inch PVC. So the outside diameter of this is 40 millimeters. 40 millimeters. All right, we want to make some rod holders today. So 2 of these are not going to be rod holders. They'll be for my camera, maybe for a cup holder or something. These 2 will be. So I just designed out how I want the notches to be, and then I need to flare these out. So first, let's heat them up with the heat gun. Make sure you have a decent heat gun. Don't hold it too close to the pipe. Right when I squeeze it there. Let's take our wine bottle, set it on top, and push it down. I might even put a little bit of heat on that, just to get the desired flare that I want. There we go. That's more flared out like I like it. Now if you want to, take an oven mitt. If you want it to flare out even more, you can take this oven mitt and just work your way around it. Remember, this is hot. But I think I'm happy with this shape. Now, in case you're wondering why I used a wine bottle, the neck of the wine bottle is long and it gradually flares out. Look how long that neck is. So it's going to fit in the tube better and gradually flare out. I'll take, for example, a bottle of Hot Shot here. The shape is awkward. It bulbs out here in the middle and it's a really blunt, that would make a really weird looking flange, and it would actually probably crumple the PVC if you pushed it down onto that. But maybe something like this would work. So you can see this has a longer neck too, like a wine bottle. So it just should have a longer neck. That way, as you push it down, it's nice and gradual. So here's another tip. If you want to bend that lip down even more, you can take some channel locks, and as it's hot, just start bending it and working your way around it. I like using this wrench better because I can put it to the width I want, and there won't be any teeth marks on that plastic. Remember, that plastic's really soft. So let's heat it up and just do that for a second, see what it looks like. So what should I do here? Just take the tip of your pliers, adjust it so it's the same width, and just start working your way around the edge. Make yourself a little lip right there. There it is. That's rounded out just a little bit more than the other one because I used the pliers on it. All right, first, before I saw into this, I'm going to drill a hole right in the center of the bottom here. That way I can just saw down to the hole and it'll be easy to do. It's better to use this. Instead of guessing or doing a drill bit and then running it back and forth, this will incrementally make the hole bigger. So let's try that and see how it works. Let's see if you can see that more close up. So find the center. That's pretty close. That's right about where I want it. Let's make sure that this doesn't go in too far and drill out the other side. Still a little rough. You can use a file or a Dremel. I'll get my Dremel. Got my lightweight or my ultralight here, and fits in perfectly. So there it is, guys. You can smooth it out nicer, paint these, whatever you want to do. All right, guys, when you're finished and you've got this blue dust all over the floor, make sure you clean up before your wife gets home.
Hi!
What?
Why are you always making a mess
Sorry,
here?
babe. Sorry.
I'll kill
Sorry.
you.
Okay. I get it. So this is just a mock-up of one way I want my stuff to be set up. Now I'm going to make this modular so I can switch things around. Here I've got a lot of parts. I don't need all of them, but I've got them all because I'm going to make a modular fishing rod and accessory rack for a float tube, or you can modify it for your kayak, for your boat, or for anything. What I mean by modular is that you're going to be able to take off things and move them around. I haven't seen anybody on YouTube do this, and it doesn't make any sense because everybody keeps cutting up their old ones, throwing them away because they're glued together, and changing things around once they get new ideas. So with this system, you're only going to have to make a base for it, and then all of the parts are going to be able to screw on and screw off so you can move things around. So we need to make a base first. That means let's just use these parts that are here, and let's make a base that's going to stay glued together, and then you'll see how everything else goes on from there. And if you need measurements, I'll give you those too. So what I have in my base here, this is all 1 1/4. So 1 1/4, or inside diameter of these caps are 40 millimeter. So 1 1/4 caps. I've got 2 caps. The little pieces that connect them, you can measure just in case they're a little different. About 1.5 inches. You can probably go 1.5 to 2 inches long for these ones because they're just, you're not even going to see these. They're going to be inside of the couplers. Got 2 45 degrees. And then connectors, these are going to vary. This one's 3 inches. It's going to vary for you depending on how big your tubes are, because this 45 piece is going to hug around it so the pole holder doesn't fall down. It pushes up against the float. Now let's put these together first. It's got some PVC glue. I want caps on the bottom of mine because I want this to be waterproof. And then let's get this part. Get the inside of that 45-degree angle piece. Alright, now here's what's different about this PVC rod holder and accessory holder I'm doing that no one else is doing on YouTube. I just thought it was a waste of time to cut apart old ones and have to make new ones every time you think of other accessories you can put in. So I got a much better idea. And I've seen people that say to just push them together and they don't glue them. Well, the last thing you want is your expensive rod and reel falling in the water because it wasn't glued down. So you definitely need the base glued down right here. So check out what I'm doing. Got these 1 1/4 male and female adapters. So you've got a male piece and a female piece. What I'm going to do is put the female pieces in here, and then I'm going to put my rod holders in here and just glue the rod holder in here. That way I can put it in, screw it in, and if I want it in this slot for today, I could. If not, I could unscrew it, put in the next hole, or make any other custom pieces. I just need some more male adapters for each accessory that I have. Put some on there. Start by putting one on the end. Alright, that's it. That's our base. Now I'll show you what I'm going to do with the base. So now we have the glue dried on the base. I'll give you an idea on how we can set this up. And as this sits on the float tube, it's going to be facing this way. So this is facing toward the float tube right now. Those angled pieces are catching the bottom of the float tube so it doesn't flip over like this. And I'll show you how I'm going to tie everything to the float tube after. So of course when I glue it, I'd line up these little lines, the marks right here, and now I have my rod holder. And maybe you want a camera attachment. So I've got a screw sticking out of here, a bolt sticking out of here. It's stuck on the inside cap, it can't come off. I could add another pole to here to make it longer, or just keep it this size and put some kind of accessory on it. Same thing for now. I'm just going to put this on just to see where I want it. I won't glue anything on here yet, I'll just show you. Just like I said, I have more pieces to make. Same thing here. Let's wanna put a bait caster in here. I can have that sitting out. So that's one way you can set it up. After making all of that, I've still got about a 3-foot piece of PVC left. So this was all done with one piece of PVC. I'll list all the prices and show you some links on where you can get the stuff, or just give you an idea on prices in the Philippines. I know you can get PVC anywhere in America, Home Depot, wherever, But here in the Philippines, you can get the PVC pipe anywhere, but all of the attachments, especially these, they're difficult to find. I ordered these online, but they're really, really cheap. All right, I just got some new parts. It's time to turn this into a cup holder slash gadget holder. I'm going to need some 2-part marine epoxy for this, since all these parts are not going to fit, but you'll see how I make it work. It's a great idea, and it's modular. With a little help from my 12-year-old Chinese angle grinder, I was able to grind this down, the cap. That way now it fits in my spot here. Now all I do is, I've already got holes in there, so when I put the marine epoxy in here, it's going to bleed into these holes, sit into that cup, and hold everything perfectly together. And now I'll have a base for my cup holder. I can just screw it on anytime I want. So here's that cup holder or gadget holder that I made. You can see I put this in here so the square plug fit inside of this hole after I ground it down, and I made sure there were holes in it so that the marine putty or the marine epoxy went all the way through. So there's no way that's coming off. It's sealed around there and it's in the hole. So I can take off this whole drain plug if I wanted to, meaning the whole orange part here, or just leave it like this. So this is going to be a beer holder, drink holder, cup holder, or a gadget holder. So of course, if you have a leash, like maybe a leash for a fishing pole or a leash for anything, I have 4 different holes here. I could put my pliers in here, my fish grabbers, I mean anything you want. You can put whatever you want inside of here and then stick it in the cup so you don't lose it. And then of course, let's see if I can do this with one hand so you can see it. So you can see all the different things you can do with this. You can put a rod in here to just stick it in here while you're fixing your gear on it. You got to put all your pliers and stuff in here, or just put a drink in here. You can untwist these and take them off. You can put 1 rod in, 2 rods. You can put a camera mount here. You can put another rod in there. You can put your net in there. I mean, you choose however you want to set it up. All right, so I had this rod holder left over from when I used to kayak fish. So I'm going to adapt it, put this piece inside of the blue PVC, trim it down, and make just another way to hold a rod. This is an adjustable rod holder for a kayak or a boat. All right, so check it out. Here's my modular fishing rod setup. You've seen the things as I've been making them throughout the video, and now everything's put together how I like it. But the cool thing is, and that nobody else has done, is that I made this modular so you can take things apart and move them around in case you don't want them there. So instead of cutting everything up and making a whole new rack, you can just unscrew things and take them apart. For example, so here's what it looks like broken down if I don't have anything on it. These are some of my accessories, and I'll probably make some more. So these are the rod holders. You can see I've painted them. So I've got notches in them and I've painted them. They're all threaded so they can go on any one of these that I want. I've got 2 of those. Got a mount for my camera. It's my SJ20 waterproof camera. And I'm going to put a threaded top on here too later, so I can put other things on here. And this is also threaded so I can move the camera to the front of the boat, to the back of the boat, wherever I want. Then I made this. This is actually pretty cool. I put holes in it so I can attach pliers to it, anything else I want. And then I happen to have one of these laying around because I used to go kayak fishing. So I had this cool rod holder that spins, swivels, whatever, and locks your rod in place. So I figured I would take that mount and put it into one of these caps. So this can be put anywhere too. So I'll just show you where I'm probably going to put everything for now. Alright, so you can see right here, I've got Velcro ties, and I'll show you what those look like close up. They go into the D-ring so there's no rattling around, and I can cinch them down tighter. A lot of guys I saw putting rings on here with carabiners and things like that. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be able to cinch it down tight, so I've got these Velcro straps right here. Then you can see on the bottom, I put a stainless steel ring here into the cap. And then all I have is another one of those Velcro straps and paracord. I'm going to trim all this off. I just did this for mock-up right now. So it just loops around onto that D-ring, And same thing, I can cinch it down as much as I want with the Velcro strap. And that's not going to come undone. That goes all the way around, loops around a buckle, comes back and ties it down tight. So this thing's on solid, look at that. So these are the Velcro straps I used. You can see they've got a soft side here, and then the tip is rough. So basically that went around, they go through here, and then you pull it around the back as far as you want to, because the whole thing is soft Velcro and it cinches down tight. I've got a bunch of these different sizes, but the smaller size was the one that seemed to work perfectly for these. These are cheap. I think I got a 10 pack for like 85 pesos. That's like maybe $1.50, $1.60 or so for a 10 pack of these. So I want to keep this here, and mostly because I want to be able to put a drink in here if I want to. I want to be able to put my pliers in here, my fish grabbers, and I also have this light. This is the light I use for my hot tub. They have I've got a couple of them. They have rechargeable batteries, and this light will last me all day long for sure. I'm using it because I'll be going out at nighttime fishing. So I can just drop this in here, leave it on the whole time. So as I'm working, I've got constant light coming out. I can rig stuff up over this, and makes it a lot easier to do things at nighttime. So of course you'd set everything up before you go out. Give it a nice twist, and that's not going anywhere. That's just an option. That's kind of overkill. You really just need to put your rod inside of here. But I had it, so I figured I'd make an attachment for it. And then I want these two just to hold my rods as I'm getting out to the spot where I'm going to fish. And let's put the camera on the back. Let's check it out. So of course these are just ideas, but I can put anything anywhere. I could have the net handy so it's still out of the way, but I can grab it quickly. Or because this has such a big net area in it, I can keep the net in the back here. Could even build something there. I've got the camera here. If I'm going to do some night fishing, I probably won't even bring the camera because I won't be able to see much. So this can be a rod holder and net holder. And you see the rods don't move around. They can't swivel towards you, and they stay in place because I notched them out. If you're in rough water, you can actually do a rubber band around there so they can't come out easily, or something to affix them down, but I think they're going to be fine. Be doing some night fishing with these 15-gram glowing lures, trying to catch some GT out here in the Philippines. Alright guys, there it is. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just post them in the comments and I'll get right back to you. This is 1 1/4 inch tubing. All they had was blue where I was at. They didn't have any black ABS, they just had blue, so I painted it to make it black. And if you just add up the PVC in your area, you know, you can add it up and figure out how much it'll cost you. It'd probably be about $15 to $20, but that's cheaper than buying just one rod holder from Amazon. All right, here are some close-up pics so you can see some of the things that I did, how the Velcro attaches on here, and where everything is. And then at the end of the video, I'll take everything apart and show you how you can set up some things differently, or give you some ideas on what you can do to make your own. All right, guys, hopefully this gave you some tips and gave you some ideas to where you can make your own modular rod holder. Give me a like and a thumbs up, guys. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.